CEO exit is at an all-time high for the first 7 months of 2023. What does this mean for you? How can you take advantage of this if you want to progress your career into other leadership positions? My name is Kelly. I was a nurse to CEO, and my mission is to help you get the life and career of your dreams. So a company that has been reporting on CEO turnover since 2002, Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, said that this is in the first 7 months, there has been a greatest increase of CEO exits out of all companies that they've seen since they started measuring it back in 2002. There have been so far in the first 7 months over 1,100 CEO exits, 1,104 to be exact in the first 7 months of 2023. What does this mean? And what does this mean for you? And how can you take advantage of it? So in those sectors, first we're going to talk about what sectors are actually having these exits. And then we're going to talk about what are some concrete things you can do if you're looking to advance your career. Maybe it's not even to be a CEO necessarily, or at least not this stage in your life, but maybe you want to be seen as a leader in whatever positions in your company that have elevated positions of managers, directors, vice presidents, and maybe it is to be a CEO. So in the first 7 months of 2023, Challenger, Gray, and Christmas have stated in a report that came out in August 24th of 2023, that the first 7 months, the sectors that saw the most exits were government and nonprofits, technology, hospitals, and healthcare products. And so what this means for you in those sectors, those are pretty broad sectors, right? So if you're in those sectors, your opportunities are now, I would say, grown or increased or endless to a certain degree. Companies are wanting stability now. There's been such this huge swing in workforce and labor force. And frankly, there's been layoffs, but there's also been companies that can't find help. And so there's this huge swing and kind of volatility in the market. And companies are looking for leadership. They're looking for stability. They're looking for people that want to help the company grow and grit through what the challenges are for that company. And so how can you best utilize your skill set to show the company that you're that next person for that leadership position? Again, you don't have to want to be a CEO to really key in on this. As CEOs are exiting, there's some turmoil in the company that's happening. And so typically, even if a new CEO comes in, they may do some transitions in the company, which will allow those opportunities for you. The first thing is, do you have the experience necessary to advance in that company? And if not, what are you doing to get that experience that is necessary? Things that you can do right now if you don't. You need to be offering your services to projects. You need to be getting seen as the person who can lead projects, as the person who can be counted on to move certain initiatives forward. And so you can start that now. And it doesn't necessarily may mean a pay raise for it, right? Don't go into it necessarily saying you should pay me more to do XYZ. That it may be that you do need to earn more money, but that should come after you've proven yourself that you can do the work necessary to get the job done. And so really be thinking about, it's not always about the salary. It could be good, but don't make that an if, then this, then that sort of thing. Meaning if you're not going to give me the extra salary, I'm not going to do it. Because leaders lead, right? Leaders are the people that are going to get things done no matter what's happening in the company. And frankly, once you're a leader, there's going to be things coming at you that isn't in your job description that you need to be working on anyway. So get the experience, get the exposure, have things that you're able to talk about when you're pushing your case why you should be that next vice president, that next director, as to things that you did for the company that progressed the company forward. You need to show up. You need not only just show up to work, which attendance is important, but you need to be showing up to extra things. Does the company have engagement committee things that you're working on? Do they have events? Do they have parties? You need to be showing up to those extra things. That is an excellent opportunity for you to be networking with people that are making the decisions on the next level of positions that you have. And so it's an excellent opportunity where you don't necessarily talk about work, and you shouldn't be talking about your projects necessarily at those events. Unless you're asked, then certainly talk about those. But that's a place where you can get to know people personally, so you don't underestimate the informal opportunities that you're going to have to network with people that are the decision makers for that next role. You need to communicate your goals. When you're sitting down with your leader up, if you will, that's those decision makers, talk about your goals. Talk about what you're doing to achieve those goals. If your goal is to be a director, talk about, hey, here's what I'm doing. Do you have any opportunities or projects that you'd like me to do that will help me kind of build my experience up? Utilize those opportunities to communicate your goals and to ask for feedback on what you could do better and what could enhance that. Upskill yourself with education. Right now, there is so many opportunities for education to get yourself upskilled so that you're ready for that next opportunity. Whether that's online, whether that's in person, whether that's a formal degree or a certification, there are ways for you to upskill your talents that you already have that will help you progress you forward. And so really think about, what are you doing in your off time to upskill yourself? And this can go across all industries. You need to learn to communicate. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this 1,000 times, but it really is that critical. And not only to communicate everyday information, but the skill that's really hard to learn is how to communicate the crucial conversations, the tough conversations, the conversations that nobody likes to have and nobody likes to receive. That is a skill that you have to learn. And I do have a few videos that talks about how to manage resistance, how to control your emotions with emotional intelligence. So please take a look at those videos if you want more into that. But truly, it really is mission critical when you're moving up, I'll say, the ladder in the corporate world, or even in the non-for-profit world, or even in your family and personal experiences. When you learn to have effective, crucial conversations, the sky is the limit in where that can help you with. So that really is a skill that you should start learning today. You need, again, and that goes along with controlling your emotions. I talk about emotional intelligence. And again, I have a video about that. But controlling your emotions in settings really also can set you apart. Do you control yourself when you're mad? Do you control yourself when you're excited? Do you control yourself when you're worried or anxious about something? And that is probably the hardest to do when somebody's pushing your buttons, or maybe something at work is very frustrating. And are you controlling your emotions and not reacting to that situation? That will also help you get noticed that when the going gets tough, we're going to count on you to do it, which will allow you opportunities to grow within that organization. Learn good budgeting. Look, no matter what experiencing you have, all companies have a budget, right? They have money coming in and they have money going out of some sort. Learn good budgeting techniques. Now, you don't need to be an accountant. I'm not an accountant and I'm a CEO. You do not need to be an accountant to understand good budgeting. And really think about your own household. You have money coming in and you have expenses going out. Do you do that well? Do you look at and itemize all the things that goes out of your household from an expense standpoint? And do you know exactly where every dollar is? And do you know what money's coming in? That's exactly what you need to be doing in your company. Do you know in your department or the department that you'll lead or something that you have control over, where can we reduce expenses? Where is the money going? How much money is coming in? Does it make sense? Is it lopsided? Those are skills that you really should be learning that will, again, you're going to need to know it when you get those future jobs, but are you doing it in your personal life as well? Because if you are, that will flow into your professional life. So don't underestimate the power of learning to budget. And again, be the person they want in the position, whatever that may look like. Be the person you would want in that position. What do you like to report to? What kind of leader do you like to listen to? Be that person and learn the skills necessary to get there so that when you have opportunities like the CEOs exiting or vice presidents or directors exiting, which we're having this year, as that year turnover, you are the person to get that next role. Hopefully you found this helpful. Please give me a like and subscribe, or if you're listening to it on podcast, a 5-star rating would be amazing. Please comment below, what position are you looking for in your next role? I'd really like to hear your thoughts and feedback on that, and we'll talk soon.